in the Lone Star Land, with boots on my feet and dreams in my hand. A little sassy but a whole lot of grace. You'll see that fire when you look at my face. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Barbecue smoke, Friday night lights, cheering for the Astros under Texas skies. A little bit stubborn, a whole lot of charm. This big old heart will keep you warm. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Barbecue smoke, Friday night lights, cheering for the Astros under Texas skies. A little bit stubborn, a whole lot of charm. This big old heart will keep you warm. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. From the bluebonnet fields to the city streets, every step I take feels like home to me. With a little sass and a lot of pride, this Texas girl's got nothing to hide. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright.
Gummy shoe prints, lead them down the street. Chocolate wrappers hiding secrets sweet. They don't miss a beat, they've got a knack. With licorice ropes pulling answers back. Twist the wrapper to reveal the truth. A sticky web spun by a candy sloop. No sour lies can escape the grip.
Sebastian, sweet boy, where have you gone? The sun sets low, but we keep marching on. The wind whispers your name soft through the pines, a melody aching in these hearts of mine. Roads are endless, the nights are cold, but your story's a light we'll never let go. Where are you, sweet boy Sebastian? We're searching the hills, the rivers, the plains. You deserve better, oh you deserve better. And your army is fighting through heartache and pain. Your laughter once rang like bells through the air. Now silence just lingers, it's more than we can bear. We carry your memory, a flag in our hands. Through shadows and valleys, through shifting sands. The roads are endless, the nights are cold, but your story's a light we'll never let go. Where are you, sweet boy Sebastian? We're searching the hills, the rivers, the plains. You deserve better, Oh, you deserve better, and your army is fighting through heartache and pain. Your laughter once rang through heartache and pain.
Well, hello, my beautiful friends. How are y'all doing? Hello, hello. There we go. I was way off and put myself in the corner, y'all. Happy Monday, everybody. Thank you for being here. Appreciate each and every one of you. Hello, Daisy Dukes. Hello, me and you. Miss Kathy. Hello. Hello, Kimberly. Charlene. Hello to you. Miss Rhonda. Hey, Cinderella, how are you? Lori, hello, hello. Tap dancer Lizzie, hello to you. And Blue Eyes, Michelle, hello. Lisa King, hello to you. Kylie's nail candy, how you doing? Hello, Miss Kelly. Pink Warrior, always good to have you. Let's see who else we got. Jacqueline. Hello, hello to you. Hi, Patty. And let's see here. Who else? Who else? Who else? Cecilia, Jen and Georgia. Hello, hello. Hello, Susanna. How are you? Kai, always good to have you with us. YouTuber is here. Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Lainey, good to have you. I hope I didn't miss anybody. This stupid chat likes to jump on me while I'm trying to read it. But hello, hello to all my friends. Thank you for being here, y'all. Appreciate it. Sorry I didn't come on yesterday. I just took the day to veg and chill and do not much of nothing else. But we're back at it. It's a good start to our week. And here we go. Blue, is Wednesday good with you? Let me know if that's good for you. We are working on a members live. And so I want to get a good time for you so everybody can be ready. Hey, Sassy T, how you doing? My knee is much better. I can put weight on it today. It is still a little puffy and very, very sore, but it's so much better. I was getting really nervous. I almost went to urgent doc the other night, but come a flood. And I was like, I ain't getting out in this. So I just stayed off of it a lot yesterday, kept heat on it, cold on it, heat, just alternated back and forth. But today is much, much better. Thank you all. I appreciate y'all so much for keeping up with me. Okay, so Blue says yes. Wednesday, we will do our regular live. Then we're going to do a members live right afterwards. So if you can be here, please join us. Blue has got some stuff she's going to go over and talk to us about. Something she and I have been working on a little bit behind the scenes, more her than me. But please join us for our members live. If you haven't joined the membership and would like to join us, please join. We would love to have you as part of the family. It is hot in Texas, Susanna. Yes, it is. Let me see here. I'll tell you exactly. And today's been pretty mild compared to the last few days. We've been up in the 90s still, but today's only 86. So, yeah, still pretty warm out there. But we needed that big old rain, but it wasn't a good soaking rain. It came real hard and would stay for a little bit, and then it would stop and then come back, and thunder and lightning more than it rained, and it was just crazy. Looky here, Teresa coming in, gifting 5 memberships. Y'all, if y'all were the lucky ones to get a membership, please tell our beautiful Teresa, thank you so much, because that was so gracious of her. Now y'all get to join us Wednesday for our members live. So to our new gifted members, welcome to the South, y'all.
Welcome. Welcome to the South. We break that good stuff down. We got enough to go around. So can I get a amen? Welcome to the South.
Welcome. And thank you, Teresa. That was so kind of you. Pink Warrior says it's 89 in North Central Texas. Yep. Oh, Lord, tap dancing Lizzie. I think Ellie needs to do something. I'm telling you. Something needs to happen. But we're fixing to talk about a lot of stuff. Oh, Blue. Look at Blue. Pink. Look at her down there saying 66 in North Carolina. Hush it, girl. Don't be rubbing that in our face. Our fall time doesn't start till mid-November. And then we'll jump right ahead to maybe some more summer days before it gets to anywhere close to being cold. Oh, it's getting in the 50s. We've been in the 50s at night. I've been very impressed. Lori, it's 77 where you're at. Wowza. 52 in New York. Oh, Lord. Me and you said it was cold today. Gotta wear a jacket. Yeah. Pink Warrior says braggers. Y'all are funny. 70 in Nashville. Wow. I tell you, my favorite time of the year is when it's around low 70s. My favorite time ever to open the doors, windows, air out the house, get a good, clean, clear air running through everything. It was always my favorite time when it was mid to low 70s. Every window in my house would be open. I'd have the doors open. Oh, I would just love it. So, anyways, you had to put on socks this morning. Well, I actually fell asleep with the AC running up here. And my granddaughter came up here this morning, the oldest one, and she climbed up on top of me on the bed, and I was all huddled up, and she said, "You look like an Eskimo." And I was like, "Well, you go turn that air off for me. I'm cold." It did get pretty cool in here last night. So, anyways, welcome to everybody coming in. Thank you all for being here. We're just chit-chatting for the minute. But yeah, Kai, we're getting to Sebastian Wayne, Drake Rogers. There's a few things I want to talk about and go over. It was chilly where you're at, Cooper. Lucky y'all. Oh, Miss Kelly, tell my beautiful friend Keely I said hello, family. Love ya. Love ya, girl. Lainey, y'all went to the zoo and you needed a heavy jacket? Oh my goodness. Oh, Jen, that's perfect. 40s to 75-ish. I like it. In Georgia, you're in Georgia, Cooper? Daisy's got 52. Look at all y'all. not joking when I say I am in a summer type dress, just like one of those t-shirt dresses with the little spaghetti straps. That's what I've worn all day. And I had my flip-flops on when I went outside with the dog. Ain't nothing cool about this Texas weather. That's for sure. That is for sure. I have pictures of when my kiddos was little. My oldest one was probably about 5, and we were taking our Christmas tree in the house, and he was helping carry the Christmas tree in. He's got shorts on. I've got shorts on. We all have short sleeve shirts. And yeah, just depends on the day here in Texas. That's for sure. High of 68 for Pig Fest. Good deal. We're going to talk about that here in just a second because something got brought up I heard on another channel, and I went and I did clip it, and we're going to listen to it because I want to make something really clear when it comes to Pig Fest, So we're going to clear that up here in just a little bit. I want to play something because we're just talking about Ellie needs to do something. And I'm going to share this clip with you. Sassy T clipped this for me, sent it to me. And on the CW network, there is a documentary about Rebecca Gold. And it states, all about her case. And there's a 2-part thing to it. And this is the end of part 2 that she clipped. And honestly, this is something that is so serious. We need to all get behind it. If you haven't, go and check this out. The link is in the description of this video. Because, guys, this is what we're up against with Sebastian's case right now. And this is something no case should ever be up against. So let's listen to this. I'll put it up a little bigger here, but it is the CW network. Here we go.
The problem is that if
all right, I'm going to stop this. It'll just keep playing on and on. So they talk about the fact that these cases can go on for years and years and years without anything. Just like we have a Sebastian's case, there is no evidence he ever left his home, but yet he's nowhere to be found. And law enforcement has nothing, so they say. And if that's the case, there should always be someone that's got the balls to stand up and say, it's time to hand it over. There should be a time limit on these kids' cases. And I would highly suggest you go and watch that documentary. It's a part 1 and a part 2. And it's the Rebecca Gold. And see that it was a very, very long time for her case. And until new eyes happen, till new eyes can step in and look at every bit of the case, so many cases just sit there, just cold. They just go nowhere. Yeah, you can fast forward through some of it, but it is a good listen. If you're looking for something, that is definitely worth listening to. But I agree with him when he says there needs to be a law. Don't wait 16 years before you finally say, okay, we can't do nothing with this. Because as long as law enforcement sits on it, it is considered an active investigation. Law enforcement has to be the one to say, Okay, it's a cold case. There's nothing more we can do. Then the Cold Case Foundation can come in and take it over. But unfortunately, I'm afraid that's why they're sitting on it in Sumner County. I don't know, guys. I just have a sick feeling they don't want things to be looked into. And so they're going to sit on Sebastian's case as long as they need to. And there will be no other eyes to look at it unless someone with authority steps in and says, it's time, hand it over. Yeah, Sassy T, I can still hear Craddock saying, it's still an ongoing investigation while chewing his bubble gum. Like, that's not professional. Hello, come on, do better. But I wanted to play that because that was so important, and it is definitely something we should all get behind for Sebastian's case, but also for all these other cases that are just sitting there. Look at the Summer Wells case. June of next year will be 5 years. Hey, Yankee Kyle, how you doing? Thank you for stopping by. Love having you here. But little Summer Wells will be gone 5 years next June. And they still say it's an active investigation, but they have absolutely nothing. It is a jumbled mess. And if it's an active investigation, then you've got to have something, I would think, to build this case off of, but nothing's happening. And of course, a child goes missing. We instantly want it all to be done now. We want it to happen now. And yet it just doesn't do that. Okay. Way to go, Blue. Thank you for that. The more the merrier, I say, on that one. Yeah, Daisy, I think the state is corrupt. You know, there are, if you go to, there is a Facebook page for the missing of Tennessee. It's quite scary at the people that go missing. And for how long some of them have been missing is even scarier to start with. And it's very, very sad, guys. Sebastian has a smile that captured every one of our hearts. Each and every one of us that saw his pictures could see this young man thriving in life. And yet we don't even know where he is in life right now. Lots of talk about his father, and that is the subject I want to talk about as well today, because there's so much shade being put out there towards Seth. And I'm going to read a title to you, and it's something that just really aggravated me to no ends, because Seth has been, hang on, Seth has been looked into. Law enforcement, TBI, has never asked him to take a lie detectors test because they asked him where he was. He told them. They went to his job, contacted his job, his boss, and all the things, all the people, and every story matched. He was inside that facility. Hey, Bobby. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. I appreciate all of y'all for being here. We got some stuff to talk about today, but even though Seth has, out of the three, the only one that has a confirmed alibi, let's throw some shade and throw some question marks his way. There was a short that which was put out recently, and in this title, speaking of the burner phone, all the things, we respectfully now must ask, which grandmother with this burner phone? You see, there is a man that's just come out recently and made quite the stir here on the YouTube streets, talking all the stuff with his visit with Chris and things that he learned, and then throws in the fact that there's a burner phone. Let's also talk about the fact that somehow, according to him, oh no, Bobby. Oh my goodness. I hope you feel better soon, darling. Maybe tomorrow they'll be in and be able to get it for you. But somehow, some way, his story got things so twisted around that there was a call made from Katie's house, Chris's house. It went through Clarksville and then down to a grandmother. Okay, let's make that clear. There was a number on a phone after Sebastian went missing. That number, and guys, I got this from Clue when I was listening to Granny's Watching Today, something I never, ever, ever, ever in my lifetime do. But I did today because I heard a few things. And according to her, police confiscated her phone, took her phone in the search, right? Where we heard about the cameras and the electronics and all the things. Took her phone. She went and got a new phone. It was a new number. Therefore, a burner phone per se. And then, according to what Clue tells us, Chris called that number. It happened to be Seth's mother. Now, friends, stop and think. This phone did not come into play until after Sebastian was already missing, almost a year, or right at a year, somewhere in that time frame. So the number that was on that phone that they weren't sure about had nothing to do with Clarksville. It was their way of trying to throw Seth under the bus. And therefore, Katie must have called that number at some time or another because it was her replacement phone. Possibly. But this is on the burner phone. Make it make sense because the burner phone didn't come into play until they took her phone after Sebastian was missing. And the burner phone came into play because she had no phone. She went and got another phone. That's how twisted, confused, torn up, all the things, all the way around. Yeah, Peggy, she did look like she had two phones at Texas Roadhouse. I will say that much. She may already had that extra phone. We don't know for sure. But when you stop and you go back to the beginning of that story, friends, it was Nerdy Addict that had a conversation with Mr. Chris, the common denominator. Let's make sure we throw some shade at Seth, if we're going to put all this out here. And it is my opinion they are trying hard to set Seth up to take the fall for his son being missing. Yeah, he also said Seth turned down a polygraph. TBI. Seth said that did not happen. TBI told him he didn't need one. They had his whereabouts all that night. The only person with an alibi didn't get asked to take a polygraph. That sounds the way it should go, right? Yes, Lainey, let's talk about that too. Let's talk about that. He also said CP told him it's only a misdemeanor if kids return after he's 18. It was something Chris heard or saw. I'm here to tell you at this point, in this time, in this juncture, if Sebastian came back and he was 18 years old, he is still a young man who has a disability. There would be some consequences. Do your research, friends, because that little thing he has called autism, that little extra chromosome deletion that he has, puts him in a at-risk category, and therefore it eliminates everything Mr. Chris said about a misdemeanor. Sorry for his bad luck. But if you stop and you go away from that common denominator there, okay, let's just forget them. Seth's over here. He's at work in a lockdown facility. You have to be seen on camera coming and going. He came, he didn't leave till the next morning. People saw him. His alibi is locked in tight. So they can't mess with his alibi. Thank you, Lainey. Crimes against people with disabilities are much worse than regular crimes. Yoo-hoo, Mr. Chris, you paying attention? Boom. Thank you, Lainey, for saying that. But because they cannot get Seth leaving work for those couple of hours that they tried to create, they spun the story from there that, well, he knows inmates that know people that can go pick him up. Hey, Linda. Do you think a father who actually loves his child wants to see his child grow to be a really great human being, an adult when he gets older? Do you think he's going to get some felon's friend to go scare the shit out of his son and take him away? Really? Yeah, that's what they think. That's the new thing. That's been the new thing for a long time. Okay, Shirley, hang on, Shirley. I'm trying to read all this. I went in a chat today that I never go in. They kept saying that there was a video that Tony said Seth was in his car taking a nap for 2 hours the day that Sebastian went missing. Is that true? No. Now, did Tony say it? I have no idea. I've never heard Tony say that. I have heard where they talked about if Seth was working a double shift or something, he might go in between shifts and take a nap in his car, but he never left the grounds. But that night was just one shift, therefore, no need to take a nap. But they twist and turn things. You'll understand here in a little bit. Trust me. Okay, there we go. TJ says that's a lie. Terry Lynn was passing around allegedly. Okay. Anyways, so since the get go, they're trying very hard to set a narrative for Seth to be the one to take his son. Folks, if Seth had actually done something that shady as to get an inmate's friend to go snatch up his child in hiding, don't you think Seth would use every minute that he could visiting with Sebastian? He'd be going on vacation to wherever Sebastian was at, right? There would be phone logs of all that. He wouldn't be out walking in the woods, sweating. He wouldn't be crying his eyes out every single day because he doesn't know where his son is. Hello, Daniel. Hope you're doing better. So that's not how that's going to happen. Hey, Veronica, y'all come on in. Join us. You see, it's Katie and Chris that are going on vacations. It's Katie and Chris that are traveling around everywhere. It is Katie and Chris not out searching. Not Seth. Oh, but let's make sure to throw in there Seth went to Tony's one time for Christmas. Seriously? Seriously. Taking a couple of days during a holiday where he doesn't have to celebrate with his son and getting out of town is a hell of a lot different than driving across the state all the way to the west and all the way over to the east, going to barbecue cook-offs and biker rallies and all the things in between. It's a big difference, guys, but that's how they play it. Be careful driving, Sabrina, girl. We want you safe. Good night, Miss Ann. Love you. Hope you're doing well. And so that's the narrative, guys. That's the narrative. Of course, they all have their minds made up. You know, I hear things here and there. I hear nonsense is sitting on some information that is huge that Mr. Chris would not be happy with. And of course, we know Crabtree and Clue just have visits all the time. with the Proudfoots. We know the Proudfoots pay Clue and her family visits all the time. What did they know? I can't say. I wasn't there. Oh, goodness, Daniel. We're going to have to put you in a bubble room full of bubble wrap. But I don't know, guys. You see, I'm not all mixed up into all of this case. I talk to my subscribers, I chat with them, get emails, we correspond that way. I don't have Seth's number. I don't have Tony's number. I don't have Katie's or Chris's number. But you see, that's the difference here. I'm here for Sebastian, guys. 100% for Sebastian, and I'm calling it like I see it. If Seth does something that's so suspicious you can't overlook it, heck yes, we will. We will be calling it out. And yet, I hadn't called him out for nothing yet. Daniel, we're all here for you. I even tried to send you a Facebook, Daniel, but seems like you got hacked. So, anyways, hey, Paige, I'm setting this whole tone in this narrative. Okay, Daniel, good. I'll check it out. But setting all this up because we're fixing to listen to something here. And it's Granny's watching, okay? And I'm going to just play some stuff that was said over there today because, you know, they have their things that they do, and you know, so be it. I'm not here to trash anybody. I am not here to make fun of anyone in any way. But if I can clear something up, by golly, we're fixing to clear something up. But we need to somehow get everybody to understand this is not a Katie and Chris versus Seth story here. This is a Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is missing story. Where is he? But there is clearly a divide, guys. So we're going to listen to this. Let me get it back up here.
Here in Florida that was in a RICO with casinos.
Okay, this is Granny's watching. Jay is on there and someone else is on there with them. I'm not sure, but they're going to set this tone and we're going to go from here. So,
RICO casinos. And the sheriff was arrested, his wife, all these people. It's crazy.
Slot machines, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was the same sheriff that was thrown on or threw Madeline Soto's body up on Instagram.
Right.
On accident.
Michelle is asking, in what way are they desperate, breaking chains? Who is they? Are you talking about the just people in general, or you mean the E's?
I think she means when you said people fall for it, like at night. That's what I think.
Okay, now here they had been playing Mr. E's crime cast, making fun of the E family and all the things, okay? Just to keep you in the narrative here.
In general, we don't know exactly how people are compromised, but they do get compromised. I mean, there's no other explanation for.
Sorry for the cricket.
A lawyer would legitimize their bullshit. Right. So when I say desperate, a lot of people, many people these days, including people who were successful before the pandemic, are desperate, and they turn to nefarious means to get their money when they're desperate.
And that was over the pandemic, wasn't it?
Okay, now they're reverting from the E family. I got to help y'all understand this because it took me a while to figure this jumble up here. But now they're back to At Night Nick and Hong and all the stuff there. Okay, I know. Just leave the E family alone. Out of every one of us, leave them alone. Bless their hearts. But some people just can't.
Yeah.
Well, Nerdy mentions that they got like the COVID release money or whatever.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm. And that's how they kind of started all this
the
operation.
PP loans or whatever.
Yeah.
And knowing them, they shot high for their PPP loan, and they may have gotten it because there weren't a lot of.
I wonder if we can check the records, because there's records of everybody who got those loans.
In true fashion, let's look into everybody. Let's check everybody because everybody's got a file, right, Mr. Chris? Isn't that what I'm hearing? Your friends over there mention, but hey, they're all about At Night, all the things. And as you hear, they're talking about Nerdy Addict. They put all the stuff out, caused all the uproar. Now they believe him at this point, okay? But pay close attention how all that changes here in just a few short minutes.
Right.
Be interesting to see how much they got.
Yeah.
Enough to start a little fantasy world.
Right.
Right. PsyOps, I see it as more of a combination of, celebrity gossip and politics, the way At Night does their work.
Yeah, because the TMZ connection.
Yeah, but also their maneuvers are political. This is what political opponents do to each other. Is they find compromising information and they put it out there. Or they, and the dirtiest ones will make up information and put it out there to dirty up their opponent.
Well, that's what we witnessed them do. I've been telling people this whole time that their whole schnitt is very political. It's the same. It's the us versus them. It's propaganda driven. It's very
I have a question,
follow
guys, about Bill Cosby. I have a question. Who was
Okay, now we're bringing Bill Cosby into it. Okay, bringing Bill Cosby into it. It just kills me, man. I mean, we're gonna throw shade at everything, but here we go.
Wozniak Bill's attorney?
No.
Okay, so how was he connected to Bill Cosby?
Bill Cosby's publicist, whatever he's called, publicist, was a gentleman that they ended up sliding in with because of them writing the favorable articles about Bill Cosby. So they ended up a relationship with him. Where I do know what I've heard, and in my opinion, to be Lesniak's part in it was he was already cozied up with Nick and them, but allegedly when Bill Cosby was in jail, his house was getting fined for overgrown grass, all of that, the trash cans and all. And what I've heard, again, don't know if it's true or not, this is speculation, is that Lesniak paid the fines.
Teresa, I have no idea what Cosby's got to do with all this, but I'm telling you, This is their words. If TJ, if you wouldn't mind, drop Granny's link so that should anyone want to go listen, it will be dropped in the chat. And it is in the description of this video as well. I know, TJ, I know. Take one for the team.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. So what Nick meant in that text message is when a celebrity is accused of something, they act quick, get a narrative out there that, you know, they think he's innocent and all these reasons why, and then the publicist sees, oh yeah, hey, will you help us out? And they reach out or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. And involved in a smaller matter, like, you know, Lesniak representing him for the home stuff, but then they're also in because now they have an in and they upsell.
It's wild.
Yep. Like,
You know,
In the words of Jay, it's wild, y'all. It's wild.
it makes me wonder about the YouTubers that you hear have been paid to, spread a certain narrative during a case.
What? What? Wait a minute. YouTubers are paid to spread a narrative in a case? Shut the front door. For real. Because somebody forgot about your girl over here. Oh, yeah, wait. We don't spread narratives. Yeah. That's why they don't reach out.
yeah, no, exactly. You know, on my other channel, like maybe 2
YouTuber.
years back, I did a video called Corruption and True Crime. And it was about, how clearly people are getting paid to do their, by, one party or another, or on one side or the other, to do their work. Yeah, do their work on.
I felt that in the Delphi case big time.
Yeah. So, and I gave 3 examples, but and people have started commenting on it again.
Well, that's why these guys were getting the
Miss
they get the pamphlets. They would get the agenda from Nick of the day of what to say, what to push, and a lot of them went solely off of that. Like Smiley literally showed everybody at night, message of the day for what we're supposed to push today. They absolutely were being used to push narrative.
Okay. Many of you know I'm not a big fan of Smiley's. She's not a big fan of mine. But I will say this. There was no agenda being pushed. She, like many of us, have notes we write down on a piece of paper. And she had that paper waving it in her hands. And they took that as the narrative that at night is put out for the day. The packets, per se. Lord help them. Because somebody seriously needs to help them. The packets. There were no packets, but folks. Not that, let me rephrase that. Not that I ever received that I could say I've laid my eyes on. No. Other creators that I've talked to along the way, no, they had no packets. And they were big time involved. So, anyways, yeah, let's go way back to the pocket days, but okay.
Their payment was attention via Seth. They got a connection to Seth that would.
I guess what I'm looking at is, we see that Nick pulled that off, but think about it on a bigger scale. Like someone who actually could really pull that off.
YouTuber.
Without a hinge. Like we all saw it. They had sloppy people showing their documents and stuff. Imagine the people that aren't sloppy and have it together.
No, I know.
Something like that.
Like news stations.
Yes. Yes, like news stations.
I still feel like that was Nick on those call-ins to J. Clue and T. Rev, and the narrative was pushed then. I don't know.
Yeah, that was weird too. You never know.
That Quisenberry reporter, she was all one-sided too.
Quisenberry is compromised.
Yeah, she's very compromised.
At least
She's young too. You know.
Intellectually compromised. So they don't always, with the more innocent people, they will just use their naivete. You know what I mean? Yeah. We'll just.
I wanted to say something about Lesniak because I remember when he did the interview on the East Channel, and I don't know if anybody else caught it. Like I didn't really say anything, but I had like a little scoop.
Okay, they're going back to the East Channel when Lesniak, the lawyer for At Night, comes on the East panel and talks. Listen close to what they say about him. This is the people that are trying to throw Seth up under that bus here. Look how messy they are. We done brought Bill Cosby up in the mess. Now it's going back to the lawyer. But listen how funny this gets.
Woman, like, you know, like, what did he say? Because he was having the interview and he was speaking about, because they were asking about, like, you know, he has his credentials and he did all this stuff, you know, all his experience and stuff. But he did say something in regards to, don't quote me word for word, but something in regards to, like, he made it, like, the way he said it was, like, if he's been sober, like, he's happy now that he's, like, he didn't say
He
sober.
literally said that. Yes, he did.
Yeah, I do remember.
He talked about his program.
Yeah, he said something about.
Did you hear all the yaps? Yep, he did say that. He did say that. Lucky for us, they debunk themselves. Let's keep going, y'all.
It feels good that he's like basically that he's off.
The first thing he did was introduce himself as an alcoholic, and he said,
I just remember hearing that like at the end of the interview, and I was like,
Wow, I didn't remember all
like
that.
how you said it's like everybody's got like something that compromises them.
The act appeared incredibly shifty and very. He almost looked like he was high sometimes, you know. But
very fidgety and sweating and can't sit still. Very uncomfortable to watch him.
Yep.
Let me play where Lesniak said this.
Look at him.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Because, you know, people say I'm a recovering control freak. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Lesniak says I'm a controlling addict. Basically. He's addicted to trying to control things. Let's keep listening.
I'm in recovery. I believe I'm in the 12-step program. At least step 5 requires me to apologize to all the people I may have over-controlled.
No.
Now, what's interesting about this is I do attend and have attended NA meetings with a gentleman I believe to be Lesniak's brother. Joking about being in recovery for control, right? Like I'm in recovery for being a control freak. But the fact that he literally mentions step work tells me.
Y'all, she thinks she's going to AA meetings with Lesniak's brother. I'm not making this up, y'all. Not making it up.
There's a little bit more to that. I mean, you don't.
Well, no,
you know.
He followed that up with he's a recovering alcoholic. He actually just said that.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Play it again. And he said, play it again, but he said something about, you know, the 5th step requires me to apologize. No, it's not the 5th step. It's the 8th step.
Oh God.
I appreciate you know, you allowing this forum and this decorum, because I think that's what everybody needs to understand. All the other creators out there, you know, have some decorum and civility, and remember what.
Oh wait, hold on. The A step is about making amends.
Yeah, but he said the 5th step.
What's the 5th step?
The 5th step is taking it. The 4th step is taking a moral inventory, and then the 5th step is admitting, you know, what you've done to people. But then you actually go to people. You make a list of all the people you harmed. So you make a list of the people you've harmed, and then in the 8th step you go and make amends.
Hang tight, Lainey. We're gonna get there. Okay, I promise. I promise. I'm not busting your eardrums for no reason whatsoever. I'm just trying to show the people that bring things up and how they mess it up.
I don't hear him say he's an alcoholic, guys.
That's that same woman.
Did you hear Granny? She went back and re-listened to it. He never said anything about being an alcoholic. But you heard them. They were all agreeing, putting that narrative out there. So let's just keep listening a little more.
I was going to say some shit, but I knew you would too.
I'm looking for the sponsor of the Pig Fest. There's like 100.
There is a lot of sponsors.
Not all of them have a mask, though.
You know, I thought about that right when I saw that. I was like, you know, my little mask there does make me look quite
CBS.
whatever.
I love it. Yeah.
But you know what, though? The thing is, Chloe, you didn't do that while live, did you?
What?
Sponsor the Pig Fest?
No.
Right. That wasn't even something you brought to the internet. Like, you did that.
Oh no, I did tell the internet.
Oh.
She showed the website.
Oh, I missed it all.
Okay, now take very close notice because I'm fixing to have something to talk about here in just a few seconds. We're on Pigfest now. Forget Lesniak. Forget all about Bill Crosby. We're talking about Pigfest.
I mean, it's a local thing
Right.
in my town,
Exactly. That's what I was just getting ready to say. Like, this is a local event in your neighborhood.
and it benefits. You know, I'm a sucker for the children,
Right.
and it buys them toys for Christmas so they can kiss my.
Kids benefit from Pigfest. You heard her words. The kids of that area will benefit from Pigfest. Unfortunately, there is one that will not be able to benefit whatsoever from Pigfest because you see, we were told, no, you cannot pass out flyers at Pigfest of a missing child from their hometown. But let's keep listening.
Yeah,
the
it's a
fact
great
that they
charity.
the fact that they tried making it this weird, fucking gotcha moment and, turning something a genuine event that's meant to help local children in your neighborhood, and they want to turn it into YouTube drama is just fucking despicable.
Well, let's talk fucking despicable because that is exactly what they're doing and what they have turned it into. All we ever wanted pertaining to Pigfest, an event that helps children in that area, was to be able to say one of your very own is still missing. Please be on the lookout. That's it. End of story. These people have turned it into something it's not. And that pisses me off. You see, that was all about Sebastian. I didn't give a damn if Katie and Chris were going to be there drinking it up with their buddies, cooking barbecue, dancing it up to the bands. Go for it. I don't care. But the amount of people that will be there that do not know about Sebastian would have a chance to know there's a local boy still missing from that town. And this shit pisses me off. But don't wait, they're not through yet. And neither am I.
Play your fucking games, but play it without using these organizations as part of it. You know what I mean?
And
Like,
don't
it's fucking
forget,
works.
they got this idea because Chris wore a fucking t-shirt in an interview.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Like, it's
ridiculous, man.
It ain't got nothing to do with what Chris wears. has nothing to do with the damn t-shirt. There were people making fun of him because he had the t-shirt on. This was about Sebastian. They're the ones turning it into something weird. There's a young man that's missing who more in that neighborhood needs help more than a child who is lost in this world right now. Or are we supposed to just write him off like a lot of people in that town do? Is that what they want us to do? Just write it off? They have turned and twisted this into something it's not. Blue and I wanted to go and be outside the gate, not in their part of it, just outside the gate. People coming up, hey, keep this with you, okay? This is a young man missing from here. We just want to get his face out there. Please be on the lookout. That's all. I had no desire to ever lay my eyes on Katie and Chris. None. And you ask why? Oh, maybe because I don't care about them. It's not about them. But that's what it's all turned out to be, guys. A big laughing matter to those that actually live there. But let's keep listening.
I heard that one weird chick, True Crime Buzz, was coming here and having a meet and greet. And I was like, well, here. I was like, if that's the case, you can watch my fucking logo flash on that screen behind you, lady.
Now, answer me a question. You're more concerned about your logo flashing on that screen. But at no time did we say, I wanted to be able to have a table to pass out flyers for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Not one. When that is all any of this was about. There would have been no email saying, hey, we want to just be outside the gate to pass out flyers for Sebastian. What can we do to make that happen? Oh, then the email or the conversation turns to, wait, I'm fixing to go have lunch with them. So let me ask the Proudfoots and the Bowersocks. What? That's where the problem came in. Back to that damn common denominator that continues to get in the way of finding Sebastian. Guys, I don't care what Clue and Jay and Granny's watching want to talk about and say over there all day long. I don't care. I don't listen to it. I'm not into drama. I don't play well with others when it comes to stupid stuff, you see. So I stay away, stay out of it. But I'm here for Sebastian. And when I keep getting notifications all day about all of this, but yet they were the ones that just agreed, remember, that the lawyer that came onto the E's channel admitted he was an alcoholic. That was a whole conversation prior. And then when she goes back to listen, oh, well, I don't hear him say that. No, he didn't. But they had him all in his 12 steps when he was kind of making a joke about being obsessively organized about things. I understand how y'all feel. And guys, I don't play their stuff on my channel very often. Hardly ever have we done that. Maybe once or twice. And that is not a habit I'm going to ever just get used to, because I don't want it. Our channel's better because we're here about Sebastian. We're not here about protecting Katie and Chris. We're not here about, who to believe and who we're going to throw under the bus. And we're not going to make things up about a lawyer we know nothing about. It's not what we're here for. But to listen to all that, they even brought Bill Cosby into it. My gosh, how low do you have to go to get your point across? Yeah, Ad Night did offer to buy out Pigfest. But hey, those pockets run deep in Hendersonville. Sumner County around there runs deep. But they're going to talk about us making it into something. The only thing I'm making it into is they just proved a point. Those pockets are deep. There's a whole damn festival happening, and that they had to get approval from the Bowersox and the Proudfoots to allow his missing poster flyer being passed out. That just proved a point. Something we've been saying all along. It was as easy as that. But yet, she has a heart for children. Has a heart for the kids. Great. That's wonderful. And their profit that they make, or a portion of it, or however they work their finances and stuff, that's good that it goes to help the kids of that area. But it's absolutely disgusting that they won't allow one of their very own that is lost somewhere to be talked about, shown a picture of, or any of the above. And I'm not just putting all this on her. I'm not. I'm putting this on Sebastian's mother and his stepfather and that whole damn step family. Because when you have to be asked for the approval for a whole freaking festival, woo, thank you for proving a point. We didn't even have to do much. Make that phone call, ask that question, and then get the confirmation email in return. Bonus! But guys, there is no issue over the Pig Fest. All that was ever wanted was to stand outside the gate, greet people, and remind them there is a young man missing from this county right here in this town, not far from this area. Please keep a lookout for him, because he is still missing, and the number to call is on this flyer. That's all it ever was about. Hello, Nehru. That's all it was ever about. It wasn't about going in there and causing destruction, making Katie and Chris's life hell. I have no plans to do any of that. they want to drink and barbecue, cook, and hang out with their buddies, that is their choice. They're grown-ups. I ain't doing nothing to change it. And I sure as hell ain't going to join in. All I ever wanted was to stand outside that gate and just say, please keep this with you. Please be on the lookout. There's a young man missing. That's it. That was it. End of story. Then we got the bonus of, well, we got to get the Proudfoots and the Bower Sox permission. Oh, thank you for proving a point. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Line those pockets a little deeper. Bobby, you are on my prayer list, girl. You are. I'm praying for you all the time. Neighbor, that's sweet of you. So if you see, that's why I played all that. I wanted y'all to hear how they go from one subject to the next subject to the next, and creating drama where there's not drama to be created, and then go into this, the love I have for kids. We all have that. I get it. And I will give Clue props, just to be fair, across the board. I listened more. And she did say, Nerdy Addict was taking stories, twisting them around, turning them around, and put out a bunch of it that was not correct. And she did throw some shade at him. Kudos to her, because there were red flags all over that story. Whatever they believe and whatever we believe, it can be different. And there should never, ever be issues with that. But yet, the way they twist and turn things to make it an issue when there was no issue, just straight up lies. And there's always a common denominator in all of it, guys. If you stop and you go back and you think through this entire case, there is a common denominator. And we like to call him Mr. Chris, because that's what Sebastian had to call him. Daisy, look at you. Guys, we were gifted a membership. If you were the lucky one to get that membership, please tell our Daisy Dukes thank you. And Daisy, thank you so much for that. Let me get my buttons straight. Hold on. Got to click off of this so I can play something. Here we go.
Welcome to the South. We break that good stuff out. We got enough to go around. So can I get a amen, baby? Welcome to the South.
So, Daisy, thank you so much for that. Love you, girl. Appreciate you so much. And welcome to the membership. We will have our members live Wednesday, guys, for anyone that would like to join us. We have something we've been working on. And so we'll get into that on Wednesday. But yeah, I wanted to go over those things today because it's quite disturbing to me how we've made it into an issue. We're not making it into an issue. Are others making it into an issue? No, they're going. They have a right to go. That's up to them. I don't think it would be wise of me to show up after being told, no, I can't pass out a flyer for a missing child. I have a 5-day festival in my town. I stand outside that gate and it has one flyer with Summer and Sebastian on it, and it is passed out every single year. Every year. And yet, we can't go to this young man's hometown and pass out his own flyer. Something's not right, guys. Something is not right. That law needs to be in place that we listened to earlier. If y'all were not here earlier when I played at the CW network, please go watch Rebecca Gould, because at the end of part 2, there's discussion about a law that needs to go into place for cases that have nothing, but yet they're being sat on. So no one else can come in and look at it and take over and actually find these missing. It needs to happen. It's for real. Needs to happen. But when you have law enforcement that's in the pockets of those so deep. Hey, Kiki, hold on, guys. Pause. Kiki, I just saw you in here. Your boy played good. I watched him. Good game. Congrats. So I wanted to tell her that. I meant to text her and then I didn't. So I'm glad you're here so I could tell you. I watched him. He did so good. But we're fixing to watch the number one reason, in my opinion, why Sebastian's case has gotten all kinds of messed up. Mandy with Spirit Seeker Squad does an amazing job when she puts these things together. And pay attention, listen close. Because, like I say, guys, this is my opinion why Sebastian's case, from day one, the first time they spoke out, we never ever had a set timeline to go by. The lies, the stories that are told. Here we go.
That afternoon, CPS shows up to the house while we're actually sitting down to eat dinner. Now, mind you, 15-year-old child, he's not real happy because he's in trouble, so he's being punished. So
I've got a question for you. I want to find out about Mr. Proudfoot hitting Sebastian with a belt. What happened?
That was actually several years ago, and it
To
was
Mr. Proudfoot.
Hold on, I don't know what's going on. Not sure what's happening. Okay, hang tight. We're going to stop this. StreamYard's going to be stupid again. Let me find it on my phone. We'll just listen to it. There's really nothing much to look at anyway. But let me pull this up real quick and let's listen to Mandy's amazing work that she does, because she puts some stuff out. And while I'm pulling this up, let me read something to you here. Let me see. Where is it? Right here. Okay. Now, this was just sent to me to read out. I challenge everyone starting tomorrow to call the White House, local representative, and anyone else you can think of. It's time we start putting pressure on these people. Sebastian Rogers deserves better than this, and we are his army. That is beautiful. I will read that again before we get off of here, because that is, yes, definitely something we need to all push. So, okay, here we go with Mandy's. Well, I thought we were ready to go. Here it is.
That afternoon, CPS shows up to the house while we're actually sitting down to eat dinner. Now, mind you, 15-year-old child, he's not real happy because he's in trouble, so he's being punished. So,
I've got a question for you. I want to find out about Mr. Proudfoot hitting Sebastian with a belt. What happened?
That was actually several years ago, and it
Mr. Proudfoot, to Mr. Proudfoot, to Mr. Proudfoot. Mr. Proudfoot, what happened?
oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. You were asking me, Katie. Sebastian got in trouble. He got caught lying, and I asked him. I said, "Hey, you got a punishment for this." He said, "Yes, sir." And I said, "Okay." So I gave him a swat with a belt on his buttocks on the outside of his clothes. One swat.
What did he lie about?
Honestly, I don't remember at the time, but it was probably something dealing with school because that's the majority where his issues lie.
Did he have other issues at school?
Some behavioral stuff, but nothing too crazy.
What kind of behavioral stuff?
Like I said, I got nothing to hide. So Sebastian went to school one day because we were at the house. He got in trouble. He didn't have a belt on. I was like, "Where's the belt?" And he got it. Whack. So he goes to school and he tells the teacher. They're mandatory reporters, so the teacher reports it. That afternoon, CPS shows up to the house while we're actually sitting down to eat dinner. Now, mind you, 15-year-old child, he's not real happy because he's in trouble, so he's being punished. So he shows, he makes a report. They come to the house, and the lady who comes to the house is the same lady we've had. She's had a case before. Now, the case that was before was something that didn't even happen, and it's like 3 stories that were shoved into one. When they finally got it debunked, they were like, "Oh, he got so mixed up in telling one story, it mixed into 3 and it caused a commotion." Well, they canceled that out. So the one on me, she shows up, and I said, "Hey, how you doing? It's her again." She's like, "Oh, hey." She's like, I already don't." She's like, "Don't tell me anything, but I'm gonna tell you what I know happened." And I said, "Okay." She goes,
Did y'all notice?
What happened?
Did y'all notice the one on me, though? He told 3 stories into one, but the one on me, that was very peculiar wording.
And I said, "Yes, ma'am." She goes, "Oh my God." I said, "Yes, ma'am. This is how it's been." Sebastian thought by telling on me, making it sound like I was so horrible. And I was like, "No, Sebastian, you got punished, man. You got punished." And he was like, but, and I was like, "You got punished." And the lady took him outside. She goes, "Sebastian, just because you get in trouble and you get punished, you need to understand when you go and you say things about people and you lie, you fabricate things, and you make it sound worse than what it is, sir, you can get in trouble for that." So we had that happen, and the lady was like, "I am so sorry."
Now, typical fashion, when a bullies someone and pushes them around and is bigger and better and all the things, and then, of course, turns it all back around on the one being abused as if it's his fault. And he can get in trouble for calling it in, saying the things, however you want to look at it.
I said, "No, he's just a child. He's upset. It is what it is. I'm okay with it." You know, he sat that back down at the dinner table and was like, see, eat your food. And we went back and everything's been fine.
Yeah. I've got a question for you. I want to find out about Mr. Proudfoot hitting Sebastian with a belt. What happened?
That was actually several years ago, and it
Mr. Proudfoot, to Mr. Proudfoot, to Mr. Proudfoot. Mr. Proudfoot, what happened?
Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood that you were asking me, Katie. Sebastian got in trouble. He got caught lying, and I asked him. I said, "Hey, you know, you got a punishment for this." He says, "Yes, sir." And I said, "Okay." So I gave him a swat with a belt on his buttocks on the outside of his clothes. One swat.
What did he lie about?
Honestly, I don't remember at the time, but it was probably something dealing with school because that's majority where his issues lie.
Probably something to do with school. Can't remember. Lies, lies, and more lies.
Did he have other issues at school?
Some behavioral stuff, but nothing too crazy.
What kind of behavioral stuff?
He'll not stop and he continues on. So then it causes an issue. And instead of being honest about it, he'll lie. No, I didn't. Okay, Sebastian.
Or lying about doing.
Was that the first time? Was that the first time you had ever hit him with a belt?
Yes, ma'am. The one and only time, actually. The one and only time, actually.
When was this?
Years ago, ma'am.
Any idea how many? 3, 10, 1?
Probably at least 3 years ago.
I don't understand how that turned into a CPS or Child Protective Services complaint. How were they alerted that you hit him with a belt?
That did not turn into a CPS service call.
There were other CPS reports, right? Were they regarding your other child?
I see what Sebastian, yes, ma'am. Okay. In fact, Sebastian here, like I said, I got nothing to hide. So Sebastian went to school one day because we were at the house. He got in trouble. He didn't have a belt on. I was like, "Where's your belt?" And got it. Whack. Got him. So he goes, whack. Got him. Got it. Whack. Got him. Got it. Whack.
I love the work she does. My goodness. I mean, how many times can you lie about the same story when you've already said something different? So was he 15 or was he 12? Because that's about the difference in time, the different times they were telling that story. Let's not forget about the time when Katie and Chris are going to talk for the very, very first time. They go on a channel and they start to tell what happened that night. Let's listen to this one.
Fell asleep on the couch about 10 o'clock. You said that Sebastian went to bed at 9 p.m. And then you got up off the couch and you went to bed and you said that was around midnight. And nothing was unusual at that point. Everything seemed okay.
Actually, to make something very crystal clear, so that way there's transparency across the board. Me and the mom were on the phone at 9:43 or 9:46 in the evening. We've been on the phone for quite some time. The call logs have been verified by all the police departments, TBI included. We've been on the phone. It was very lengthy. Mom did slightly start falling asleep while she was on the couch. I said, "Hey, you need to wake up. The dog's up. Go to bed." Now, mind you, that was around midnight. Just before midnight.
what happened to her, putting Sebastian to bed at 9 o'clock and herself going to bed around 10 p.m. that night. The very first time they spoke in the first 3 minutes, there was never a set timeline because their lies wouldn't allow it to happen. The most important timeline of Sebastian's entire life. You couldn't understand anything? Let me see if I can pull it up, if it'll play. Hang tight, guys. Okay, this is on I'm going to share this page and we'll just pull it up from here and let y'all try to listen to it. See if it, okay, hold on. Let's share this. This is a short that I have on my channel here. Right here.
Locked and gone.
He didn't. You were out of town at work, so you were not even home.
Correct, ma'am.
And Mom, you fell asleep on the couch about 10 o'clock, but you said that Sebastian went to bed at 9 p.m.
Here it is. Mom, you said you fell asleep on the couch about 10, but said that Sebastian went to bed about 9 p.m.
And then you got up off the couch and you went to bed and you said that was around midnight. And
midnight, the important word here, everybody in the storyline remembers the word midnight.
Nothing was unusual at that point. Everything seemed okay.
There's actually a piece of, so to make something very crystal clear, so that way there's transparency across the board. Me and the mom were on the phone at 9:43 or 9:46 in the evening. We stayed on the phone for quite some time. The call logs have been verified by all the police departments, TBI included. We stayed on the phone. It was very lengthy. Mom did slightly start falling asleep while she was on the couch. I had said, hey, you need to wake up, put the dogs up.
Mom fell asleep slightly on the couch. I said, hey, you need to wake up, put the dogs up.
Go to bed.
Go to bed.
Now, mind you, that was right around midnight, just before midnight or right around midnight.
Why the change in the storyline on the very first 3 minutes that you talk to the public? It's my biggest question of all. Mom said she fell asleep around 10 and got up around midnight and went to bed. Stepdaddy had to pop up in there and clear the storyline. Let's get the script right, woman. Oh, Lainey, it sounds like a very, very poorly written script. They didn't have long enough to study it, obviously, because within the first 3 minutes, it's all kind of jumbled up. And we've never had a set timeline ever in this case with Sebastian Rogers because of his mother and his stepfather. Bobby's been a member for 7 months. Woo, Bobby, we love you. Thank you for being with us so long and being part of our family. Yeah. You know, it's crazy that this 15-year-old young boy, this child, this baby boy, young man, however you want to put it, was so locked down in his home. Yeah, 9:36 or 9:37. There's those threes. But yes, it was on the first interview she did with them. I believe she deleted the second one. But that one I played was from the first. The very first time they talked, in the first 3 minutes, the timeline got all kinds of jumbled. We want a timeline to know how things played out. We never got it. What we did get was a whole lot of mess. And then we start finding out what Sebastian's life was like in that home. Not just one simple little misunderstood CPS case. No, there were more. His father told us he didn't even have a doorknob on his bedroom door. He talked to his teachers and his counselor regularly at school because that seemed to be a place he could go to and feel free. His dad said he stayed in the bedroom for a long time, when he would be home. He didn't go out and play. He sure as hell didn't go play flashlight tag with no shoes on at the end of February. Nothing at all would suggest that he was the kind of kid to do that. And yet we're supposed to believe he ran out of his front door barefooted, even though he's allergic to grass, doesn't like to be dirty or icky, doesn't like bugs, none of the things. And he's just out there. Cheryl, matter of fact, the bands have been now told not to interact with anyone pertaining to passing out anything with Sebastian. Isn't that something? Yeah, Deanna, allergic to grass. But we're supposed to believe he's out there barefooted. And we're supposed to believe he ran out that door because it's a process of elimination. Remember, we would have heard if he would have went out his window. But the front door is where he went out of and went past 3 pairs of shoes and didn't pick one up to take with him. Yep, TJ. It's crazy to me, guys, and I don't understand why so many people are being threatened because they're looking for Sebastian. They're spending their time, their money, their hours, all the things, and dedicating a portion of their time to look for Sebastian. You should be thanking them, not threatening them. I had someone just the other day in an email exchange say, I just cannot understand a mother who doesn't want people to look for her child. But my response was the same as I've always said since the beginning. You don't go looking for something you already know where it's at. It is my opinion. Katie Proudfoot holds the key to every single thing pertaining to Sebastian's last minutes in that home. He's not there, but there's no evidence he ever left his home. His stepdaddy tried to tell us the story that, that scent dog went from our front porch, beside our driveway, down the back of our fence, over to the neighbor's house, onto Kellen, over to the retention pond, and jumped in. Well, we heard the dispatch. There was a guy there with his dog. They found footprints, and the dog went that way into the pond. What scent did they pick up? Was that Katie? Was that Chris? Were they washing their hands of something? Oh, thank you, Kathy. That is so sweet. I try. Sometimes it's hard to. With this case, sometimes it is hard to. But now, according to the Nerdy Addict, there's talk from Mr. Chris that the dog hit on Bobby's house in her backyard and then went 7 miles away to the dam. Really? Mentions Drake's Creek, Old Hickory Dam. All places of water, and yet we hear he swam like a fish. I'm telling you, folks, something is not right with this young man's case. There is some covering up happening. People are being protected. Pockets are being lined. I'm going to call it for what I see it, because there's no other reason that a law enforcement agency has not acted and done something. I heard mention on that channel, of course, there was the warrant served at Katie and Chris's house, but yet nothing ever happened. They were so innocent. If they were so innocent, I will ask this question. Why wasn't Mr. Chris saying we were being served papers for Betty's court hearing that day? Why did he have to lie about it and turn it all kinds of ways when it was actually a warrant for their home and devices? They took Seth's stuff day one. They ain't never been back to Seth's place, have they? Oh, but there was insinuation about a warrant for Seth. Kind of like throwing Bill Crosby up in the conversation. Why is it necessary to lie about things? Why is the truth so hard to be spoken in this case pertaining to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers? It's one of those hard questions. One of those hard questions. Because nobody can seem to tell the truth, Seems to be a little hard for some. Harder than others. Has anyone in the chat ever called the FBI office in Washington? I got a question here. Has anybody in the chat called the FBI office in Washington? Okay, Blue Eyes says, yes, I have. Good deal. Might be the office we need to start from the top and work our way down, right? Right, Bobby? Yeah. Sebastian's lost in his own case. And it seems like his mother and his stepdaddy are doing everything possible to make sure he gets very lost in his own case. Because you see, the one person, his mother, who puts herself in that home with him that night, can't even tell her story without him coming back through and clearing it all up crystal clear for us. The only thing that was crystal clear about that is you intentionally effed up the timeline. That's about how crystal clear that was. But there's a young man missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee. And his name is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. You see, since this young man has gone missing, we have formed a family. We have formed an army, and we call ourselves Sebastian's Army because we're out here fighting for him until the day comes that he can fight for himself. We will surround him like soldiers. We will surround his case and not allow all the stupid to be brought into it. Not even when it comes to passing out flyers at Pigfest. That's all there was to it. That's how this all started. And it was Blue Eyes reaching out, asking, can we do this outside, inside, whatever, wherever you want to put us in there. We just want to reach all the people coming through that gate. Because there will only be one way in and one way out of it, pretty much. There will be checkpoints there. People need to be able to know there's a child missing. Sassy, I have no idea if they checked or did or didn't. Yeah, I don't know. But I'll tell you this. If there was a 3-hour phone call, that phone was sitting there on intentionally and not moving. I could pretty much bet money on that one. I mean, all you got to do is pay a buddy a 6-pack of beer, 30-pack, to hit answer, put it on speakerphone, and leave it sitting there. And then when she hangs up, that call hangs up too. Surprise, surprise. That's how that works. Yeah, everybody on the planet's checked it. Oh, okay, right. Like, did they do that while they were having lunch with you? You know, just asking. Guys, it's insane what this has all become. And only because we're trying to find where Sebastian could be, you know? That's it. End of story. And is that such a shame? Is that something that is so horrible that makes you a bad person? I mean, make it make sense, folks. Ooh, rusty pipes. Y'all are nice and cool. But folks, just remember there will be people supporting Sebastian at Pigfest. No one wants trouble, not like what they're making it out. And if you would this week say a prayer for their safety, because we don't want it to turn into something it's not. And that's what I am so afraid is going to happen. But if everybody would act like grown-ups, leave each other alone and just do what you're doing, enjoy the day, pass out his flyer, wear your shirts, let him be seen, then everybody could go on with their lives and everything would be okay. Because you see, we didn't start the pig fest because of Chris had a damn t-shirt on. It was because there were going to be thousands of people. And over half of those people probably know nothing about Sebastian Rogers. And that was a great opportunity to get his face out there. That's it. End of story. Yeah, I would definitely film with your phone or something because I just wouldn't trust many to start something and then throw shade at you for doing it. I just really wouldn't put it past anybody because, that's how they roll. That's how they do it. I mean, look at the lawyer. They had him as a raging alcoholic. And he never said those words. But they had all agreed on panel he did. So, I don't know. I hope they can get past all the he said, she said, and all the crap in between and understand it had nothing to do with Katie and Chris. There's an event in that hometown that he went missing from. What a great opportunity to say, hey, he's still missing. Please, please keep your eyes open and ears open. If you find anything, there's the number. There's his face. Keep a lookout for him. That's it. End of story. Had nothing to do with Chris or Katie or Clue or anybody else that lives there. And so I apologize to y'all for even playing all that mess today, but that needed clarification. because that is not at all what that started out as. Well, guys, I am going to let y'all get out of here. Mob Crew is going live. Not sure what he's talking about, but if you want to go to a really great channel that puts out good information, you might check him out for sure. Y'all join me again tomorrow. We got more to talk about. Thank you, each and every one of y'all, for being here with me today. I appreciate y'all so, so much. And like I said, keep those that are going in your prayers this week. Hey, Brenda Sue. Keep those in your prayer that are going, because we want protection for them. We don't want trouble. Nobody wants trouble. And they're just going in the name of Sebastian. That's it. And may all of us, each and every one of us, be able to look at the bigger picture, outside of the drama, outside of the lies, outside of all of it. And that bigger picture is Sebastian is missing. He needs us. We're his army, guys. So y'all be safe out on the streets. I will see you all tomorrow. Same time. Y'all come back. Love and hugs, everybody. Good night.